Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are back for session number 2. It is about to get underway. We've got Neil Pickup live already at the Arnold's Fitness Sports Festival Expo UK 2021. We are at ARMWARS Reality Check. Who is going to be getting the reality check? Session 2 is going to be big. Good to see everybody starting to pour back in. Session 1, just the warm up. Let's go, says Martin Peck. Stronger than every woman on earth, says Neil is live. Yes, he is, for sure. I can see. Who can I see there? I'm not sure if that's Neil's dad or is that Neil himself. That's Neil himself setting up cameras and whatnot. But this is the session of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are in for a treat when it comes to this session. You can expect the likes of Tom Holland up against Kaspers from Latvia. Raymond Zlipens from Latvia against Craig Sanders, and Giannis Armelins against Jeff Hale. The battle of good v evil, Jedi v Hellraiser. Giannis Armelins v Jeff Hale is set to get underway. Sam James says, do I beat Lachlan 6-0? That is my intent, brother. I really believe it. It's going to happen. I don't think he's fast enough. I don't think he's strong enough. I don't think he's good enough. I think I beat him everywhere come October 23rd. This hand and wrist is in the best form it has ever been in. I tell you right now, 6-0 is on the cards. Blue Ryan Bonishvili. Hey, we here. It's the lightweight battleground time. It is lightweight battleground time. This is where I think Tom Holland is going to come into his own. Tom Holland with the local home ground advantage. He is set to really take control of it. He's a super match specialist. He loves the long grind. He will be in great form. He's taking on Caspers. If he gets through that one clean, he will take on the winner of Giannis v. Jeff Amelins. Giannis Amelins v. Jeff Hale. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be something special, which is not too far away. I think we are only 7 minutes away from what will be the commencement of session number 2. Session number 1 is, of course, a wrap where we saw the warm-up matches. We saw Nathaniel against Ted Wilson, Jason Hill against Uncle John, and Adrian Popescu against David Bradford, all with some good matches there. The live stream performance, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you are wanting to see the matches live, get the dual screen going on, where you can get this commentary and all the input, as well as watching the actual matches on Neil Pickup's Supernatural Strength channel. So make sure you head over there and grab that live stream as well. Do not miss it. But you are set for some good matches. This really will be exciting. The Giannis Amelins v. Jeff Hale. Oh my goodness. That right there is going to be crazy. Giannis Amelins is the Latvian champion, the multiple world champion. He's been a WAL champion. He's been a WAF champion. He's been a Europeans champion. He's been champions of just about everything there is to be a champion of. And Giannis Amelins comes in as favorite, but taking on a man that is cut, from what I hear, the rumors on the street tell me that Jeff Hale is cut from somewhere north of 90 kilos to be ready for this match. And oh my goodness, you are kidding me, Jeff Hale. I can't even imagine what a 90 plus kilo Jeff Hale looks like. But from what I've seen in the live stream so far, he is looking phenomenal. And I can't wait to see what Jeff Hale brings to the table, because I'll tell you, if there's anyone that can cause an upset today, it is Jeff Hale. We all agree Giannis is favorite. He's the man on paper with the credentials to get the job done today. But this is the home territory. The ARMWARS environment is where Jeff Hale does his best work. And I expect him to bring a lot of energy and a lot of heat to this match. And Giannis Amelins, the precision is going to be needed for him to control the wrecking ball that is going to be Jeff Hale. So I cannot wait for that match. It's coming up very shortly. I'm expecting Neil Pickup to jump on the mic any moment now to announce what will be commencing first. I got a feeling our first match is going to be Raymond's Rolly Ray Lipens up against Craig, the Birmingham Bullet Sanders, which is going to be special. G'day to everybody as you are coming in. Josh Barker says he didn't know anyone from session 1. Giannis v. Tom WAL rematch. Yes, Martin Peck, that is what we are potentially in for. A Giannis v. Tom WAL rematch over 6 rounds. Oh my goodness. I'm saying that if Giannis, I'm picking Tom Holland for the battleground win. I think Tom Holland's going to get through his match easier than Giannis is going to get through his. I think Giannis is going to have to work against Jeff Hale, and I think that Tom's going to take it. Tom is in his home territory. He is in form. From all reports that I've heard, is Tom Holland is healthy and Tom Holland is strong and Tom Holland is going to dismantle everybody, is what I am hearing when you put your ear to the ground. I don't know if it's true, but we're going to find out very, very soon. As Neil Pickup is putting the final touches on his camera work, he's getting things ready. It's good to see ARMWARS back in action. I can't wait to see the high-end edits of all these matches as well. But part 2, ladies and gentlemen, is not far away. Dave Vorfachik says part 2, yes. I agree, brother. It is on the road again, actually. What else we got? Procrastinator against Tobin, if I remember correct. What else we got? Josh Barker. You looked impressive last time I saw you in one of Ryan's video. Yes, Josh Barker, the man in the comments section from New South Wales, probably debatably the number 1 ranked pound-for-pound arm wrestler in New South Wales for sure. He's right up there at the pointy end of the overall ranks when we're talking pound-for-pound in Australia. Savage press does Josh Barker have off the go. Do not get in the way of his tendons. He'll crush you. Anyway, what else we got going on? Ryan Espy has arrived. There's people saying, I don't know. I haven't heard any news on the updates. Day 2 is where we're expecting now to see Ryan Espy and Alex Kadecha. We're still hopeful on the confirmation of the arrival of Sasha Andreev, who will, of course, is the main event against Rob Vidgen Jr. this time tomorrow. Please, let's keep that match on. It would be devastating if we lost that match, but all reports are Sasha was inbound and he just has to take a PCR test when he arrives. As long as that PCR test, oh, here's Ray. I don't know what Ray just said. I missed it. I couldn't understand Rolly Ray there. The man who loves cats, Rolly Ray Lipens, the Rolls Royce, the voice of arm wrestling. I think we're about to see him feature up against Craig Sanders, I suspect. Oop, here's Neil. He says it is showtime, mother fluffers, from Neil Pickup, the man, the most influential man in the world of arm wrestling. I believe Neil Pickup has been doing it for decades. And here he is on the mic, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get underway. Let's have a listen.
On the front stage with the ARMWARS Super Series. And we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of our main event sequence matches. And we have some of the very best guys.
Let's go. Here we are.
In the middleweight battleground. I want you to make some noise for these fellas and welcome them on stage now. Firstly, he hails from Latvia. And is a multiple Latvian national champion. Welcome, Kaspars.
Kaspars beat Tom Holland. He's up first. Kaspars Gravich. There we go. Got the surname finally. Tom Holland. Oh, all right.
With a tough ass, ladies and gentlemen. UK, make some noise for the local boy. He is representing Team Great Britain and is the multiple and reigning British national champion, the Lean Machine, Tom Holland.
All right, let's look for the speed from Kaspars Gravis up against Tom Holland, who will be looking for control. This is an all-important match here, guys. The winner of this will move through to the final of the battleground, the middleweight battleground here, as Neil described it. Interesting, he's called it a middleweight battleground, so they're somewhere north of the 80 kilos mark. Otherwise, it would be lightweight. But here we go, Tom Holland up against Kaspars Gravis. This should be a good match. Obviously, Tom Holland not expecting this. He'd been preparing for Mindaugas Terasitis, but Mindaugas unable to make it. This will be a lightning match. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gravis on the left of screen, Holland on the right. Look for the ranginess of Holland. He loves to get into the hook and make it about a rotation battle. Gravis, expect that pure Latvian style, that back pressure, top roll, hit, that explosivity off the go. Expect that signature Latvian style that we see in Jānis Amelins and in Vladislav Krasovskis, those kind of athletes. Expect Gravis to look for the flash pin. Will Holland slip for the straps? No. There we go. That is a brutal hit from Gravis and potentially a pin there. Tom Holland, I think he's been pinned a couple of times now. We got a call. What do we? Wow, Gravis is lightning off the go. He did not care to get to the straps. He said, I'm going to pin you. I don't know what the call was there. I think that might have been a number of pins there from Gravis, and he got away. Tom Holland potentially being pinned there multiple times, but no call being on. Tom Holland is needing to rev up here. He needs to work out how he's going to avoid that nasty hit from Gravis off the go. Kaspers Gravis, very impressive start there. That huge hit, that Latvian style back pressure with savage side pressure and containment really is a dangerous combination. Tom Holland needs to really waken up right now and recognize the threat that is in Gravis and avoid that hand. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a start. Here we go. They're restarting this after a foul. I'm not sure who the foul was called on, but we are about to restart Gravis against Tom Holland. Very impressive start so far in round one. You're right, you can see again Tom Holland doing a lot of talking now. He's realized that he can't just start this match. He has to get the perfect contact in his hands to ensure that he is in this match. Will he look for the hook out of straps or will he look for the slip? Yeah, Gravis in control, 1-0. That is the win for sure. Gravis taking that 1-0 with the flash pin over Tom Holland. Oh my goodness. Here I was saying that Tom Holland is the man and he's coming in hot as the favorite, and Kaspers Gravis has just crushed him round one. Wow. Unreal. Great fundamental, like I said, if we look at the style of Kaspers Gravis, it is very much fundamentally Latvian. And what I mean by that is they love fingers, they love back pressure. Those two combinations, that there and this here, scares the living daylights out of opponents, and then just bang. They love hitting side pressure fast with that immovable back pressure loaded up as their insurance policy. And Kaspers Gravis just demonstrated that perfectly. Wow. Really good start. Tom Holland's going to need to get to the strap. In the strap, he's going to have a lot better chance. But can he get to the strap? That's the question. Does he have the ability? Expect to see Tom look for a Devon Larratt style high knuckle to a low hand transition and a slip. I expect to see that from Tom. He should adjust here. He won't try to do the same thing twice in a row. Surely not. Here we go. Round two. Kaspers Gravis on the right of screen now, up 1-0. Tom Holland leaning forward into this setup. Interesting setup there. He's looking like he's going to potentially just come forward straight into the hook. He looks like he's going to commit shoulders. Kaspers Gravis with the same setup so far. That Latvian signature style. Will Tom Holland come forward and bury his shoulder, trying to catch the side pressure of Gravis and get in the way? Yes, he does. He dives straight into the hook, and there's the stop. Tom Holland now into the hook. Gets the running foul on Kaspers Gravis, and there's the pin. Not called, but there's the shoulder press coming in. Gravis now with his shoulder behind, looking to get onto the tricep and press through Tom Holland. Kaspers Gravis in a great position. Tom Holland defending with rotation as Kaspers tries with the tricep press. Can't quite get through. Outside of the shoulder then, but now back inside the shoulder. Into the hook now. Kaspers Gravis being bled out in the shoulder. Can't get onto the tricep like he wants to. Tom Holland bleeding now. Controlling. Looking for another pin, but can't get through the bicep of Gravis. Gravis with that strong bicep, but we're going to need to see a press finish from someone here unless Tom Holland can out-rotate him and patiently end up top rolling. There's the side pressure and the pin. 1-1, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a war. Here we go. Tom Holland has found the stop. It was coming forward into the hook and forcing Gravis into a deep water situation. Very impressive adjustments there from Tom Holland. I love it. Absolutely love it. Woo. All right, what can we expect to see from here? I expect to see Gravis now look for the fact that Tom is going to try to come forward. Gravis is going to say, all right, if you're coming forward, I'm going to go back. Gravis won't go as sideways this time. He's going to go back out defensively before going for the side. If Tom Holland holds onto that, he risks losing his hand and being pinned straight away. Okay, but it also, with Gravis going back and pronating, it does give Tom Holland the option to feel Gravis doing that and just take the slip. So what are we going to see? Are we going to see an adjustment and a slip, or an adjustment and a pin? I don't know. Let's find out. I do expect. Oh, just saying my name in the comments. Anyway, I do expect an adjustment here from Gravis. There's one thing about Latvian arm wrestling, very technical arm wrestlers in Latvia. So I would expect Gravis to now put on the adjustment and more defensively back pressure pronation hit off the go. Let's see it. Here we go. Larry Bastard says, I don't think Tom will lose another round. Larry Bastard, I wouldn't be so confident. This is a knife edge battle right now. There's no way this is certain either way yet. Both athletes have demonstrated they have sufficient strength to win the match if they can get it in their lane. What will determine this match is who gets it in their lane. And that is a chess match between these two right now. All right, looking at the setup, let's see what we're going to look at. Okay, Gravis, with his signature style, he can set with the same style every time, and from there, he can either hit sideways or he can hit back. So I expect the backwards punch this time from Gravis as he looks to prevent the hook from Tom. Tom is leaning forward. He's got that low grip again, so you can see Tom is looking to set the hook. Expect that Gravis to defensive top roll in his hit, followed by side pressure. Tom Holland if Tom Holland fails to set the hook, there will be a moment where Tom Holland can potentially flop slip. I expect this match to go to the straps. Here we go. All right, good match this one. 1-1 so far. Kaspers Gravis, Tom Holland, Latvia, UK, round 3. Here we are in the set grip. Kaspers Gravis on the left of the screen, Tom Holland on your right. Top roll V-hook, classic battle here of styles. Look for the speed of Kaspers Gravis and the attempted control from Tom Holland. Here we go. And as the hook has been forced perfectly, Tom Holland is in control. He's got the rotation attack on, but no pin yet. The bicep's sufficient, and here comes the tricep from Kaspers Gravis. This is what he looked to get last time. He's going to go for it harder this time. He's committing to it. Can't get through. The rotation of Tom Holland is sufficient to get the stop and bring him outside of his shoulder, but Kaspers Gravis returning to the attempted shoulder press one more time. He needs to get that shoulder behind if he's going to survive. The long-term rotation of Tom Holland is near impossible to beat in the hook. Tom Holland waiting, patiently waiting for that shoulder to gas out of Kaspers Gravis as he tries once more to get the shoulder press in. Can't get it, Tom Holland adding the side pressure, and there's the final down pressure. And what do they call? They've called a no-win. Running foul. Oh, double foul each, so they restart. This is an interesting factor when we're looking at what is going to transpire over the whole battleground. Both of these guys want to get through clean. Okay, this is going to be making Giannis Amlins and Jeff Hale happy to see these guys. To see these guys having to do extra rounds will help Giannis and Jeff, whoever makes it through to the final. But Tom Holland, Kaspers Gravis showing a great degree of balance here between these two elite arm wrestlers. Impressive stuff. Kaspers Gravis not looking comfortable when he gets in the hook, but you can see the foot has gone up from Kaspers Gravis. He is going to be looking for the press right off the go. He's going to acknowledge that they're going to go into a hook. Kaspers Gravis, watch for the press. He's going to commit hard right away. And Tom Holland, if he doesn't recognize that that's coming, he risks being pinned straight off the go. Tom Holland needs to adjust slightly as well and have more back pressure and high rotation in order to prevent this press from going through. But Tom Holland will be aware of that. He'll see that the foot has gone up on the side peg of the table from Kaspers Gravis. Kaspers Gravis recognizing that he can't get the top roll away, that he is being forced into the hook by Tom. So this time, Kaspers Gravis is going to commit inside. This will give him greater access to his shoulder, greater access to down pressure, greater access to rotation, and a better chance of pinning Tom in that hook, in that press, which he hasn't been able to do so far. All right, here we go. Look for the press from Kaspers. I don't think the foot's up anymore. The foot's gone down, but look for the inside commitment from Kaspers. Yet straight into the hook. Both guys in the hook. This time, the bicep strength is there from Kaspers. Tom can't get through yet, but you can see Tom has the rotation as Kaspers drags and makes an error, opening himself up, trying to get some room to tricep press. Tom Holland in control, though, happily sitting at center, controlling the rotation, controlling center, controlling the access to that down pressure. The down pressure is on the bicep of Kaspers now. The bleed is on, and Tom looks comfortable. He is bleeding his opponent out there, waiting for the time to hit, and there it is, the pin. Don't tell me Paul Maiden said no again. He's called the elbow foul on Tom. Tom is putting work into his arm that he does not want. Again, this is making Jeff Hale and Giannis Amlins happy. But an elbow foul on Tom Holland as he's taken the pin means it's a running foul, and they restart once again. Kaspers is gassing, though. Kaspers has given up on his top roll. Caspers has tried to get access to a press there, couldn't, and his hook rotation would be bleeding out significantly now. So this is going to start to compound pretty soon, and Tom Holland's going to start to run away with it. Neil pickup there coming in, looking good on you, Neil. We're watching, Neil. Don't you worry. All right, Caspers, what adjustments can he make? Like I said, he seems to have given up on the top roll already and seems to have trialed out committing directly to the hook. Let's have a look where Caspers' Gravich goes this time. Tom Holland's comfortable that he'll win it in the long game in the hook, but he needs to start to think about how much energy he's going to conserve for his next round in the final of this middleweight battleground. Tom Holland on your right of screen, Caspers' Gravich of Latvia on your left. Here we go. What can we expect? You got someone said a King's move. I don't think a King's move is coming. I've never seen a Latvian do a King's move, but you never know. All right, from that setup, it looks like Caspers is attempting to top roll once again. He's leaning slightly back with his body posture this time. Tom Holland was able to force this into a hook. Caspers is going to look, I would think, for a defensive top roll. If he's going to find any success out there, he needs to crack the hand and keep the wrist flat of Tom Holland. But Tom Holland's long arm and long fingers have been good enough to force the hook so far. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round. There's the top roll, but it's into the hook, and the running foul is on Caspers. And Tom looks for the pin. Does he get it? Does he get it? Oh, that's a double elbow foul again. Tom Holland would be furious. He's pinned him 3 times in this round, and he's yet to get it on the board. But the double elbow foul canceling each other out. You can see the elbow foul from Caspers when he drove into that top roll. The hook was forced. But once again, Tom being a little impatient, and that hit that he does in that hook, his elbow is lifting up every time he does it. Tom Holland is just calm down, settle down, take his time, and just pin him slowly once that hook is set. Caspers is gassed in the hook. Tom Holland can do it. Just needs to have that patience right now, not panic. All right, round 3 once again. Caspers is going to look for the top roller once more. He's got that posture like he's going to set for the explosive top roll. He's looking for a way through the hand of Tom Holland, but Tom Holland able to force the hook comfortably this time. He said the defensive top roll, the slow, deliberate defensive top roll from Caspers. There was no hit off the go on this one. He's just postured his wrist with the defensive wrist. Tom Holland trying to force the hook, but Caspers in a great defensive position. He's maintaining the ability. He's trying to put the onus on Tom Holland to have to force the issue. Tom Holland trying to work out the lactic acid, trying to get his cup deeper. There it is. The cup's in. There's the pin. Good pin there from Tom Holland. But you can see the acknowledgement of Tom that was not as easy as he wanted it to be. Not as easy at all. The hand and wrist on Tom would have been working hard. Hang on. Don't tell me. I looked away. Did they called another one? Wow. Someone has called a foul on Tom Holland again. That's crazy. That was slow, controlled, deliberate. There was nothing in that. What on earth? Yep, I'm with you, Larry Brustad. What the hell, man? There we go. They've reviewed the video and declared winner to Tom Holland. There we go. All right, the right man has won it. He pinned him 4 times in that round, and it is currently only 2-1. Giannis Amlin's Jeff Hale will be smiling and rubbing their hands together, saying, yes, here we go. All right, 2-1, Tom Holland at the moment. He's looking like he's in control. Looking like he is in control of this match right now. Caspers Gravis has showed some very significant promise, but has gassed now in his hand, unable to get a top roll away out of the straps, unable to get a press through the guard of Tom Holland. I can expect Caspers probably to deliberately attempt to slip. Look for maybe an underhand slip from Gravis just to try to get some variation. If I was in Caspers' position right now, I'd be looking to try to get this to the strap and just looking to try to create some new ground, some variation, and see where we're going to go. No doubt Coach Ray and Giannis are in his ear right now, laying out those tactics. But can you slip from Tom Holland? Pretty tricky thing. One thing's for certain, though, you got to recognize is this will be taxing Tom Holland's hand. Forcing hooks outside of straps is significantly more difficult than forcing hooks in straps. You got to think about Tom Holland's next round. If he gets through this match, he's facing Giannis Amlins or Jeff Hale. Okay, and his hand is going to be quite tired. Okay, this is really promising for Giannis Hamlins. All right, here we go. 2-1 to Tom Holland. 2 more rounds required for Tom Holland to secure this victory. As soon as Tom gets to 4, he will not pull the 6th round. He will just lay down. He'll just do what he has. He needs to conserve as much energy as possible. But Tom Holland, you can see, again, he's got that leaning forward posture. He wants to set the hook. He's not going for straps. He's just trying to get this done. You feel he can see the blood in the water from Casper's, and he wants to get that control of that pronator and just get the job done quick. Keep his elbow down and move on. All right, both athletes just talking to the referee at the moment, wanting to make sure that they're getting the fair start, the elbow straight, the position's not carved. Casper's chalking up his elbow pad, delaying a bit of time there. Tom Holland looking steady, like he's ready to go. Casper's settling now. Referee straightening the wrist and moments away. Up next, we got Gennady against Hale. Do not miss that. Here we go. Tom Holland forces the hook once again. He's in control. Keep that elbow down, Tom. But Casper's bicep is sufficient at the moment. Oh, good shoulder position from Casper's. He's got a deep commitment to that press. This is good and promising. Promising position there from Casper's. He might be able to get through on this one. He's testing the tricep. Here we go. He's got over the rotation more, but no, the hook is almost forced. We're almost back at the end. Tom Holland's rotation and shoulder line is starting to come back. Casper's trying to keep it on the tricep, but it goes back to the hook. This is where Tom Holland needs it. And there is the pin. What are we calling? Hang on. What is that? Elbow on Casper's. Surely that's a win to Tom. Looks like they've called simultaneous again. Just watching that. I'm just trying to confirm it before I mention to you guys. Looks like they're on again. Wow. Too many doubles. You can hear Raymond Levan's barking orders to Casper's. I think he wants him to get on the tricep press. Tom Holland is working overtime here. This is not good for him. This is, again, massive help to Giannis Hamlins or Jeff Hale. Whoever gets through the next match is going to take on the winner of this. And at the moment, Tom Holland is looking like he's going to go on and win, but yet he has already pulled. He pulled 2 rounds clean, and then he pulled 4 pulls in the third. Now he's already up to 7 pulls now that they are. This will be the 7th pull that Tom Holland has done, already having won 6 of the pulls. Wow. All right, we are about to commence. The referees getting them set. Currently 2-1 to Tom Holland. It does look like Tom Holland has the edge in terms of the fatigue and the strength control from here. Casper's Gravis is looking to get onto the press, trying to early get onto the tricep. You can hear Raymond Levan's barking orders, trying to get him to commit to that shoulder and just stick with it. Tom Holland's setting for a top roll this time. Oh, no, there we go. He's gone into the hook, but Casper's Gravis unable to get the tricep on, trying to dig through and get that tricep. You can see he's got to be watching careful for the shoulder foul. Getting over center with shoulder will cause a foul. But Casper's Gravis, they're sticking with that commitment to the shoulder press. But there we go, Tom Holland pulling him out of his shoulder, closing off that gap at center. Tom Holland now squeezing forward into a press himself. A side pressure hit from Casper's Gravis, not so bad there. Getting through with rotation, and there we go. We got a pin. Tom Holland being finally awarded a pin. And it's 3-1 to Tom Holland. He'll be very desperate to just get this match done in the next round. Tom Holland looking good there. Casper's Gravis, got to pay credit where credit's due. He did show some promise there with those side pressure hits in the hook, and his ability to try to transition onto the press was pretty solid, but unable to completely get through. Again, I feel for Tom Holland here. That's 7 pins he's done now, and yet the match is still live. Giannis Amlins. I don't know where he is, but he is obviously enjoying watching this. I really feel that if Giannis Amlin gets through to the final, he will crush Tom Holland now. Given the style of Giannis and the fatigue and the style of the fatigue going into Tom. I think if Jeff Hale gets through, then it's potentially still Tom's. But right now, you have to, if you're a bookie, you have to favor the winner of Jeff and Giannis to go on and win this whole thing. All right, here we go. This is round number 5. The score is currently 3-1 to Tom Holland, and with a chance to wrap this matchup. If he wins this round, he will lay down in the 6th, surely. He will not bother to do a thing. He needs to save his arm, but round number 5 coming up. A bit of lag on the Neil pickup feed here. Hopefully that one stays away and comes clear, but Tom Holland hasn't needed the strap so far. Casper's getting the flash pin in round 1 with Tom Holland not committing forward. Then rounds 2, 3, and 4, Tom Holland committing forward, forcing the hook outside of straps, that long arm, long hands, and that great ability to supinate and then rotate. Tom Holland has had to work incredibly hard to get this reward. A lot of work gone into the hand of Tom Holland. Kaspers Gravis continuing to bang away with his attempted press. Will he go there again, or will he look for another top roll? Right now, you've got to say the hand of Tom Holland would be getting tired from controlling and holding on to Kaspers. All that back pressure and explosivity that Kaspers has got to have put significant work into the hand and wrist of Tom Holland. Here we go, Tom Holland again, committing forward in the setup. Kaspers Gravis leaning back. He's going to probably hit with that top roll. You can see the good gap between pinky finger and wrist. Tom Holland is looking to create a pocket to be able to supinate into. Kaspers Gravis looking for that explosive top roll. There's the hook. The hook has been forced. The nice control. Tom Holland's looking good. Kaspers Gravis is in trouble. Simple pin. There we go. 4-1. Tom Holland takes the win and is through to the final of the battleground. There we go. Tom Holland. He'll be happy, but he'll be a little bit frustrated at the same time at how much work he had to put in. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the biggest matches that we could have potentially been waiting for. Giannis Amlins v. Jeff Haley's up next. I've just heard from the great Neil Pickup. Whew, oh my goodness. My head says Giannis. My heart says Jeff Hale. Here we go. All right. I got a couple of people saying refresh. All right, I'll refresh my feed, see if that fixes things. All right. Hopefully it gets it back up to speed for you guys so the commentary is live. All right. So we are in round 6 now. I can see Tom and Kaspers. It would be crazy for Tom to pull here. He should just lay down and do nothing. He should just lay down and do absolutely nothing. He's got to think long term about what he's doing here. All right, here we go. Round 6. Let's see what happens. All right, Tom Holland setting with the high, and they're going to fight it out. And Kasper's in the press. Tom Holland holding at the moment, but Kasper's in a great position. The rotation coming through from Tom Holland once again. He's pulling Kasper's out of that press slowly. Then the side pressure from Kasper's, the repeated attempts, the side pressure banging away, but the rotation of Tom Holland is sufficient. There's the win. 5-1 done. Tom Holland takes the win. Decisive win with a lot of work. He will face the winner of Giannis Amlins v. Jeff Hale, and in the final of the battleground. Forgive me as I need to sneeze. There we go. Got that out of the way. Kaspers Gravis doing a great job stepping in for Mindaugas Tarasidis. at the last minute. Good match. They're going to interview Caspers. Let's have a listen.
Thank you so much for stepping in on 2 days' notice. Incredible effort. We know you were in great shape. You're prepping for the World Championships. At least we got to use a little bit of it. What a screamer. Did you enjoy your debut in ARMWARS, mate?
Yeah, I was enjoying this day. I was trying. I was not preparing for this match. I was one day training session.
Question there from Big Boy says, is it true that skinnier people have an advantage in a deep hook because they can get tighter? Well, skinnier people tend to have longer hands, long arms, like Tom. They can bend their wrist over. And if we're talking about the biomechanics of rotation, so rotation in the hook is like this. The longer the lever, the more, if you drew a line down the center of someone's forearm, there's a pivot point. Okay, and the longer the blade of your hand and the deeper you can bend your wrist, the more you can get over the pivot of someone's forearm. So someone like Tom gets deep, he bends his wrist so far that his bone angle of his forearm becomes advantageous and the rotation of his hand becomes more significant over the pivot of his opponent's forearm. So the longer the hand, the greater the pivot potential. The shorter the hand, the less potential, but the shorter the hand, the shorter the arm, the more back pressure potential, which can be used as a defense, which you'll see when Giannis Amlons gets put into a hook. If I was facing Tom, where would I attack him? I would drill Tom in a hook. Straight. I would not fear Tom's hook. I would go straight into a hook and I'd go sideways and I'd have too much side pressure for Tom. He wouldn't be able to get that rotation stop on me. I just crush him off center and sideways hard. All right, up next. Here we go. Neil Pickup about to announce the match we've been waiting for.
Hailing from the United States of America.
Here we go, Jeff.
Multiple ARMWARS champion of the world. He is known from the devil of Tulsa. Welcome the Hellraiser, Jeff Hale.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Hale making his way to the stage. Let's see what energy he brings as he comes on the camera any moment, I'm sure. He's probably talking down the camera right now. There is Jeff Hale sporting the mustache, the Freddie Mercury mustache going on there with Jeff Hale. Here we go for Giannis. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Giannis Amlons making his way to the stage. Here he comes. There he is, emerging from the backstage. Giannis Amlons looking like he is ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Jeff Hale, Giannis Amlons. This is the match. Thank you, Darko, for the 50 SEK Super Chat, man. I really appreciate the support, brother. Thank you so much. All right, the winner of this, of course, to advance through to face Tom Holland in the Battleground Final. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the kind of matches that we love. Jeff Hale, Giannis Amlons, two very elite arm wrestlers. You can see the zone that they're both in. The signature jump up and down, the bouncing on the toes from Giannis Amlons. Jeff Hale staring down, not getting eye contact with his opponent, in the zone, fired up. You can see the musculature of both of these men. You can see exactly why they are at the top of the elite world of arm wrestling. Looking at the grip now, the all-important negotiation of the grip. Expect that signature, Giannis Amlons, Latvian style, that back pressure, the no load. You can see straight away Giannis saying center, 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 as he just gets the hand contact that he wants and then applies zero load. He wants the referee to bring them back to center whilst maintaining that hand exact contact. Expect a pop in the back pressure from Giannis. And Jeff Hale, expect a pop on the supination to try to force the hook. Right here, we're going to see both of these guys test out their aces against each other. Giannis Hamlin's the favorite on paper, but Jeff Hale coming down from a 90 kilo size, cutting down to this weight. He must be bringing with him more power than he usually has. Giannis Hamlin's walking around at 80 kilos, 78 kilos, somewhere in that vicinity. Look for the back pressure from Giannis. Look for the supination off the go from Jeff Hale. Jeff Hale will load up with that bicep. There's whoa. Hang on, what do we got? What's the call? They call the winner. Jeff Hale not happy though. Jeff Hale thinks that was an early jump, but you can see the lightning reflexes. Jeff Hale not happy with the call. He's saying, "You kidding me? That wasn't." He doesn't believe the position of the grip was negotiated completely yet, and we see the zero reaction from Jeff Hale off the go. But Giannis Hamlin's, that is what he does best: lightning off the go. 1-0. Giannis Hamlin's, wow. Don't, by any stretch of imagination, think that Jeff Hale is out of this match, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a missed read from Jeff Hale. Giannis Hamlin's capitalized on that. He took the sword to Jeff Hale and will take the sword to anyone who doesn't have that start on point. Jeff Hale, not out of this match by any means. Here we go, round 2. Jeff Hale going to probably be a little bit more aggressive. You can see that, again, the supination of Jeff. He wants this. He's trying to cut off that back pressure of Giannis Hamlin. Giannis Hamlin's very much zero load. He'll never load. He gets the contact he wants with his hands, and then he just lets the pressure loose, gets the referee to bring them back to center, gets the referee to straighten wrists, and then he waits like a cat on a hot roof, just bop, and hits that explosivity off the go. Giannis Hamlin's right now looking good for his match with Tom Holland. If he gets through rounds like that, it'll be an easy day for Giannis. But Jeff Hale, expect him to find a stop. Here we go, round 2. All right, same setup again from Giannis Hamlin's this time. Signature classic Giannis. His variations are very subtle, very small. You won't see much difference in the angles of his arms, in the angles of his hands. Very similar every time. From there, he can pop a top roll. He can go knuckles up. He can go low hand if he needs. He can even force a hook if he wants to from there. Very subtle adjustments from Giannis. Very centered, very clean. Jeff Hale, he's searching for just power. He just wants to get into the zone. You can see how he's frustrated there. Jeff Hale frustrated with the no-load situation of Giannis. Giannis won't give Jeff the contact that he's looking for. Jeff wants just to feel some rubber on the road. He just wants to know that he can get his contact down and get his strength into it. Jeff Hale, got to be careful, got to be fast. Giannis Hamlin's, here we go. Good move there from Jeff Hale. He takes the warning and the early foul warning there, but wanted to feel something. He just wanted to feel. So I think he went early there deliberately just to be able to feel something and get some traction down. Okay, but he takes the warning. I'm not sure if it was a foul or just a warning. I think it should have been just a warning for going early. Jeff Hale finds where he needs to go. Giannis Hamlin's very, very intelligently let it go very quickly, though. Here we go. There we go. We're off to the straps. This time, Jeff Hale not missing the jump. Simultaneously getting the power down and getting the slip. This is what Jeff Hale will need in the straps. His wrist is going to be supported. He's going to have much more ability to secure his hand and wrist against Giannis Hamlin's. Here is where we find out who's going to win. All right. In the straps now. Let's have a look at the setup. You can see, again, fairly interesting combination from Jeff Hale there. He's rising, but there's depth. He could go lower and get more depth, but he's rising. That means he respects the back pressure of Giannis. He feels like his hand and wrist can control the pronator. He doesn't need to go deep to look for all-out control of the pronator. He's more worried about the back pressure of Giannis. Giannis Hamlin's, again, his signature grip. You can see Jeff climbing with his fingers as this is happening. Giannis looking more with a drag at the moment in this setup. Again, you see Giannis lifting his elbow. He will not load with Jeff Hale. He wants that ability to go from 0 to 100. Jeff Hale would love some tension in the strap. Jeff Hale will want it tight. Again, Giannis Hamlin saying, lifting. I know exactly. Or he's saying center, lifting. as Giannis would be saying. I've heard him say it directly before. He's a master of the no load. Jeff Hale has to find a way to relax and not miss the jump. Here we go. You can see the elbow tuck from Jeff Hale. That elbow tuck is going to load his pronation. Okay, he's going to look for a pronated stop followed by a hook. I don't think Jeff's going to dive for a hook. He's going to look to get some degree of pronation stop. And there it is. There's the pronation stop. Giannis Hamlin's in control, though, with that great high hook set now. Elbow foul from Jeff Hale. He'll be on the running foul. He's trying to get the supination. The leg comes up to try to get that security. And there's Giannis Hamlin's deliberate foul to take the restart. Both of them fouling there, but Giannis Hamlin's had the better position in respect to the hand and wrist, but unable to get the pin. Jeff Hale elbow fouling in his defense, and Giannis Hamlin's opting to take the restart. So I'll start that match again. You could see Jeff Hale didn't try to force the hook. He just tried to get a stop. He just squeezed and absorbed, and then secondarily he tried to come in for the hook. And that meant that Giannis had the rotation. He had a great high hook set, and Giannis was pretty happy there. Jeff Hale was putting it on his elbow, trying to get the pronation of Giannis Hamlin's worn out. Giannis Hamlin's in control right now. Big surge, big pin. There it is. Giannis Hamlin's is in form, ladies and gentlemen. No mucking around that time. 2-0 Giannis Hamlin's. He went for the kill straight away, and he gets the job done. The shake of the head there from Giannis Hamlin's, a smile. He says, no, to the crowd. It is done and dusted in his mind already. They're doing the camera check. I think Jeff Hale has put in the request to check, and they've found an elbow foul on Giannis, I believe. Big opportunity there for Jeff Hale getting away with one. I didn't personally see the elbow foul from Giannis Hamlin's, but they obviously found one when they checked the video. Jeff calling for it and then restarting it now in the strap again. Jeff, let's see what tactic he goes with. He needs to secure his hand more than he did last time. Giannis Hamlin's back pressure pronation has been too much so far, and that's given him more access to side pressure than Jeff can handle. Jeff's hand is being flattened and exposed, and that means Jeff can't get his side pressure away. Interesting stuff so far. Giannis Hamlin's an absolute master of the starts. There are a lot of people that are stronger than Giannis in a slow pull, but it's Giannis's ability to go from 0 to 100 from a no-load situation to just gaining center and gaining superior hand control that makes him what he is. Jeff is trying to deal with that center explosivity at the moment. You can see a lot of torque coming from Jeff. He's not comfortable with anywhere that he finds himself on the table. You can see the hand position from Jeff doesn't look good. It's lower than Giannis. Giannis looks comfortable and confident. Jeff propping his shoulder forward, jamming his elbow up, trying to get his hand up and through. He's trying to commit shoulder. You can see here, this is going to suit Giannis Hamlin's very, very convincingly. Expect flash pin from Giannis Hamlin's right here. There it is, but the shoulder goes in. Giannis Hamlin's in complete control, though. Jeff Hale really committing that shoulder, getting the stop, and this might come through for him. You never know, but Giannis Hamlin's a very patient technician. He won't make an error. He will just keep chipping away, and Jeff Hale exposing that elbow, and there he goes. Conceding there. Soft tissue injury maybe there from Jeff. He stretched his elbow out a little bit too much. He concedes that one as Giannis Hamlin's in total control. No errors from him. Very patient, just rocking. Very much never giving a gap, never exposing his pronation, never exposing his bicep. Very comfortable. Jeff Hale really exposing that elbow, and what looks like a soft tissue injury has potentially just occurred. Neil pick up on the stage talking to Giannis. seeing what this means for Jeff Hale. What this does mean for Giannis is good news in respect to him pulling Tom Holland. If we compare the two matches so far, Giannis Hamilton has got through incredibly clean comparatively to Tom Holland. Okay, something's popped in Jeff's elbow. Looks like Jeff Hale will be out. I can't imagine he's going to pull from here. He's looking like he wants to come back to the table, maybe. But Jeff Hale, this is always concerning for me. When someone has felt a pop in the elbow, I think they really should stop. Regardless of anything, I don't think that they should pull again, because right now something has been compromised in the connective tissue, and there he's going again. Not a good move. I hope that nothing further goes into this damaged elbow. But Jeff Hale soldiering on at the moment. The adrenaline would be high on Jeff, so he wouldn't be feeling the full extent of what's going on in his elbow right now, and he's carrying on. Everything's still connected, but it is what it is. There's an injury there that he's going to be waking up to very sore tomorrow. So as again saying, hopefully this doesn't result in a more serious injury because of this continuation. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, you're in charge of your own body at the end of the day. These are professional athletes willing to put their arms on the line for this sport. And there you can see the attempted top roll from Jeff. So he's not using the inside of his elbow. He's deliberately tried to use the other side of his arm as an option. But Giannis Hamilton's containing him, and with the referee saying elbow fouls again then. Referee can't help himself. Paul Maiden calling the double elbow foul once again. But really, Jeff Hale should be conceding right now, taking the smart move. If he comes forward into a hook in any way, shape, or form, he's going to hurt himself, and he knows that. So he tried the top roll exclusively then, but it's not going anywhere against Giannis Hamilton. As we got a bit of lag at the moment. Yeah. Let me just refresh this feed. I'm not sure if it's out for you guys, but I lost it. I'll just see if we can get it back. Have you guys lost the feed, or is it just me? I've lost the feed currently. Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of us are losing it. Yep. All I've got is, what's his name? Frodo Hoagland doing this on the thumbnail at the moment. Anyway, it does look like we have a win there for Giannis Hamilton, without a doubt. In control of that match as we speak. And the injury to Jeff Hale, we don't know the extent of it, but some soft tissue. We heard Neil make mention that Jeff Hale said something popped in my elbow, and Giannis Hamilton's confirmed and said that he felt that pop. So not good for Jeff Hale. Hope that nothing further goes on in that respect to that injury. But it does look like the stream is down. We'll give it some time and see what comes back of it. Hopefully Neil knows that the stream is down. Stream is down. I'm just reading some of the comments going on in Neil's feed at the moment. It's quite funny. But anyway, interesting stuff. Tom Holland in an absolute war against Kaspers Gravis was really interesting that he had to put in so many more starts than he really thought so. Aussie ARMWARS, the stream is down. Any more matches today? Yes, I do believe we have Rolly Ray up against the Birmingham Bullet, Craig Sanders. That was due as well. I'm not sure if they were pulling the final of Giannis and Tom. I to be honest, maybe that happens tomorrow, but I do know that Neil loves to run battlegrounds straight through. He loves to run battlegrounds where by the time you're in the final, your arms are cooked. So he may, to be honest, I would expect that he would be running the Tom Holland v. Giannis Hamlin's final today. So that's what I would expect. But I do believe that we had Rolly Ray up against the Birmingham Bullet as well. All right. We've lost that feed well and truly. All right, so guys, I'll keep my finger on the pulse. What I'll do right now is I will message Ray. Let's go with Ray. Raymond's Lipens. Feed is down. Just in case you guys didn't know. Otherwise, it was crystal clear. There you go. So I've just messaged Ray and Neil to let them know the feed is down in case they're not aware and they're just carrying on. Neil, obviously a very busy man on a day like today. Yeah, so we'll see what they say. But I hope Jeff's all right. We'll give it some time to see what happens if they come back or not. But got to say, Giannis Hamlin's looking like he is in mega form. Absolute mega form. And if the final happens today against Tom Holland, you can't see Giannis Hamlin's losing. Not after that. Josh Barker says Giannis v. Jordan Davis. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I think Jordan Davis is the kind of man that could just take the hand and wrist off Giannis. Very dangerous. But yes, Giannis is always in form. I agree, Sursum. Very much. Giannis has showed that he's really in form in the last 12 months. He's with wins over people even like Sandros Sadis. Very impressive. All right, just trying to bring up Neil's stuff again. Yeah, still not working. The live feed is there, but nothing yet. Yeah, we might have had a phone run out of battery or something like that. Who knows? It was pretty crystal clear in the impression, or the quality looked pretty HD too. So Abraham's, yes, my match with Lachlan will be broadcast right here on this channel. It certainly will be. No response yet from Neil or Ray. Does say they're online, but yeah, no response. So if they do come back with us and give us an update on what is going on. Well, there we go. They've just ended the stream. Okay, so that's good. Stream ended 8 seconds ago, so that means they're onto it, which means a new stream might pop up shortly. Let's go to Neil's channel. New channel. All right, we'll see what pops up, guys. But let's talk about what we've just seen before us. Giannis Hamlin's came in as the favorite today, and he definitely showed that was the right call. Giannis Hamlin's a master of zero load. His fingers look great. He refuses to load. His back pressure is amazing, and his subsequent pronation is dominant because of the threat of his fingers and his back pressure. Pure, very classical Latvian style arm wrestling. Giannis Hamlin's is looking like he's very much in control of this outcome today. Looking like he'll get through Jeff Hale without losing a round. Obviously, Jeff Hale taking the injury there. I don't anticipate that Jeff Hale would have continued. It would look like that would have been fraught with danger to continue such a thing. But Giannis Hamlin's looking like he's in absolute control. I think that if Giannis Hamlin's goes on to face Tom Holland today, Giannis Hamlin's will win convincingly, simply because of the amount of work that Tom Holland has put into his arm already when he took on Kaspers Gravis, where Tom actually pinned him 9 times in order to get the 4-round victory, having to work overtime with many elbow fouls called. Wesley B says, "Hey, Blue, the most underrated middleweight in the world. Thank you, brother. I can't wait to prove the new level for my right arm. It's coming, but we'll get the opportunity soon." So, Giannis Hamlin's in control. Tom Holland's looking good as well as we wait to see if Neil Pickup will bring us another live stream, because we do still have a couple of matches to go. We've got Raymond's Lipens up against the Birmingham Bullet, and then we have, of course, got the final of that battleground that we just saw the opening rounds to. So, yeah. Goodness me, ladies and gents, let me know in the chat, where are you from? Do we have many in the USA here? When we did session 1, we had virtually no one from the USA. Everyone was from Europe or Australia or New Zealand. Let me know in the comments where you guys are from. I'd love to know if the USA has woken up yet. Let's see where people are from. And if you got any questions for me, now's the time to hit me up as we wait to see if Neil will give us another live feed. We got Canada, USA, California, Hungary, Macedonia, Scotland, Florida, Germany. Yeah, it looks like the USA is working up. Georgia, Indonesia, Finland, Maryland, USA again, USA, Russia, Poland, India, Finland, Florida, Australia, Switzerland, Hungary. There we go. Good to see. Guys, thank you so much. It's so cool that the arm wrestling community is so widespread and can come from all around the world like this and be sitting here in a chat talking about the sport we love. I think it's ridiculously awesome. And I'm certainly grateful for your well-being here. I just think it's awesome. It's so cool. Still nothing from Neil in terms of live streams. No response yet from Neil or Ray in respect to the activity of the live stream. So I'll keep on this live here and let you guys know as I find out. Jonathan Law for us, Ryan, are you considering moving to the USA or Europe for a period of time to get better matches? It is a big thing for me. Although realistically, I can't. Not at this stage of life. I just have my children are too young, and it's not feasible for me to be away from them long term. So, but what I will do is, I'm very fortunate that business is growing nicely, that the YouTube channel is growing nicely, and that the funds are growing nicely. That means that I can bring the world to me. So I will endeavor to, in the year of 2022, if we can assume that the Australian borders are open to international travelers coming here, I'm gonna try to have at least 5 super matches in 2022 with elite European arm wrestlers predominantly. That's what I want to focus on. I want to bring out people like Krasnodar Konstantinov. I want to bring out people like Hadzimir Zaloyev. I want to bring out people like Irakli Zarakishvili. I want to bring out people like I don't know who haven't I said, Sasha Andreev. All those names. But then from the North American side of things, I'd love to pull Todd Hutchins. I'd love to pull Matt Mask. I'd love to pull friggin' Marcio. I'd love to pull Paul Lynn. I'd love to pull RBJ. There's no shortage of people that I'd love to pull. And I will offer all those people an opportunity for me to pay for their travel and their accommodation if they would come to Australia. Right now, I'm 103, 104 kilos. I'm in good form, in really good form. I just need to test that. Just need to test that damn thing out. New live stream is on, people are telling me. All right, let me go back and have a look. All right, what we got, Neil? New channel. I'm not seeing it, people. I'm not seeing this live stream. Andy Beckett says new live stream's on. Andy Beckett, where's this live stream? I don't see it. I'm not on Neil's channel. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, no, definitely not. Just the old one is still there. I can see Neil in a shower. I can't see any live stream. I think you got excited there, Andy Beckett. I'm not seeing it unless it's somewhere else. But keep a close eye on it. Aussie Arm Wrestler says, just spoke to Uncle John, all done. Yana sweat back in an hour. There we go. Thank you for the update, Jake. Aussie Arm Wrestler ready. Bang. Guys, make sure you go and subscribe to Aussie Arm Wrestler. It looks like they're okay. Yeah, Yana swept, which we would have expected, and they're back in an hour. Okay. My goodness me. Back in an hour. Oh, my goodness. Will I get any sleep tonight? Big Boy asked, do you think your side pressure style will make it so you'll eventually need to get surgery? No, I'm not scared of surgery. I don't think. Look, I've got pretty good balance in my arms at the moment. It's funny how I've kind of gravitated towards this side pressure as a real weapon of mine, and it is. I understand that my elbow is conditioned to a level beyond most of my opponents, but I'm not an arm wrestler who will go where I'm strong. I'm an arm wrestler who will go where my opponent's weak. So if I was facing someone like Rob Vigent, yes, I would use side pressure, but because top rolling him is really going to be risky. But if I was facing someone like Sasho, I wouldn't be going side pressure at all. I'd be high hooking Sasho. So I think my elbow will actually last quite a long time. Because of how deliberately diverse I am in my style. I don't use that side pressure exclusively for the majority of matches. I'll use it when I need it. And yeah, my elbow might wear out one day, but I don't think so. All good. Ryan, how do you think you'd go against Jerome Loud? Jerome looks tremendously strong at that sort of 230 pounds mark. He's got some very impressive wins under his belt. I've seen the way he dealt with Dan Mosier. Very impressive. And he seems to be consistently performing. So I'd have to expect that Jerome would be really strong, but I just don't know enough about him. It's hard to comment. But anyone that's that strong would certainly be a legitimate match for myself. I think it'd be a great match. Like I said, I don't know. Out of respect for Jerome, I think it would be a war, but Jerome's not someone that I'm seeking out. Simply, Jerome hasn't got that credibility internationally that I'm seeking to get the opportunity, given I have such a limited opportunity to actually travel and a limited opportunity to face opponents. I would pick someone that's got significant credibility. I want to face the highest ranked, most credible guy that's willing to stand across the table from me. And although Jerome may be physically at that same level, he hasn't got the runs. So the guy with the most runs that's willing to stand across the table from me, that's who I want to face. Yeah, what else we got? Good to see you guys all here. Lots of questions coming in. I enjoy the questions now. What else we got? Uncle John won his right match where Bradford lost to Popescu. That's correct. Uncle John looked good. What's up, Ryan from Triple X? How you doing, man? Just chatting away. What's the ARMWARS schedule for today, Ketsbond? Well, Ketsbond, we've already had session 1. Session 2, we've just seen the first 2 rounds of the battleground. I believe in an hour's time, we're going to have another session. Expect Raymond's Lipens up against the Birmingham Bullet, and expect the final of that battleground. So Tom Holland v. Giannis Amelans, which is a great rematch, of course, of what happened in WAL. But you'd have to favour Giannis Amelans, who, given what we've just seen, he very convincingly defeated Jeff Hale, and Giannis getting through quite clean, where Tom Holland had a real war with Kaspers Gravis and had to work overtime with a lot of elbow foul restarts and causing him to put a lot of work into his arm. So Giannis Amelans will go in as the heavy favourite, in my opinion, over Tom Holland for that final. Professor Hammer Bill says, I'm curious on your thoughts on Larry and Evan. I think Evan will win it quite convincingly. I still get nervous when I watch Larry. What I mean by that is I get nervous that he's going to hurt himself. He hasn't yet developed the sense. He gets way too supinated, and he doesn't have what I don't see in Larry is an ability for Larry to assess and feel accurately how much side pressure access his opponent has. And he will stay supinated, fully supinated underneath and risk being bumped sideways. And that's where a broken arm really is potential. And I hate to say it, but I constantly see a broken arm when I watch Larry pull. And it terrifies me. I really hate it. So I think that he's still very junior in his intuition on the table under full tension. And I don't think that he is at Evan Burgoyne's level yet. John Won Lee says Lachlan versus Kadecha and Espy. Yeah, great match. Lachlan's strong enough to pull anyone in the world and not look stupid. The interesting thing is I think Lachlan would do better against other elite heavyweights than I would in the world, because the first time if you don't know Lachlan's game and you fall into Lachlan's strength, man, he's strong. You got to really know Lachlan to avoid Lachlan. It's why I have the key, and it's why I will 6-0 Lachlan. But I actually do believe that Lachlan could beat people in the world currently that I could not beat. And it's simply because they don't know Lachlan, and they don't have that technical intuition of how to defeat Lachlan perfectly like I do. And Lachlan is strong, stupid strong. So I think Lachlan versus Espy and Kadech is a great match. Actually, Ryan Espy had actually already agreed with a super match with Lachlan there for what was going to be a November tournament here in Australia, but travel has restricted that. So Ryan Espy and Lachlan, yeah, hopefully we'll see that as a match at some point. But I chatted with Ryan Espy the other week, and Ryan Espy was talking about that match, and he was talking about how he intends to come to Australia as soon as the borders open, and wanted a super match, and he wants it with the winner of me and Lachlan. So I said, yeah, man, of course, if I beat Lachlan, I will happily super match Espy. And Espy was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. He said he's always wanted to come to Australia, and he wants to take on the winner of me and Lachlan. So let's do it. What is the current Australian ranking prior to the match? Darko, a good question. So the actual rankings, officially, I'm already ranked number 1. When I defeated Ryan Scott, I took that technical rank 1 position. Lachlan hasn't pulled in Australia since 2019 on an official capacity, so he is technically sitting at number 4. But the reality is very different. The reality is there's a clear gap between myself and Lachlan and the rest of Australia, where we've put a significant gap between number 3 and Ryan Scott is essentially that number 3. Ryan Scott, for the record, beat Ben Carroll last time they faced in a super match, and Ben Carroll's often the other name that comes up and is asked about overall rank. But Ryan Scott beat Ben Carroll last time they faced, which is a couple of years ago, and we've seen no activity from Ben in Australia since. Ben has been offered a few matches between Lachlan and with Lachlan or myself, and he hasn't been bothered for any of them. So the rankings officially, I'm 1. Official number 2 is kind of Ryan Scott still. Official number 3 is Ben Carroll. Official number 4 is Lachlan. But like I said, the reality is we don't actually know. It's either myself or Lachlan, and we're going to find out. And so I'm not going around saying I'm the number 1 in the country yet. I don't believe that is for certain until we've had this match. So once this match is done, we'll know for real who's number 1. It's either me or Lachlan. Ryan, if you get to pull Matt Mask, how do you see your way to victory in that match? The way I would attack Matt Mask would be kind of like Todd Hutchins. Matt Mask is taller than me. I wouldn't try to top roll him. The same way I attack Jordan Davis. I defeat Jordan Davis very comfortably now. I believe Matt Mask and Jordan Davis have a very similar shape in terms of where their threat lies. And I would look to just contain with fingers. I would not try to bend my wrist. Trying to bend your wrist against someone like Matt Mask would be suicide. So what you need to first acknowledge is that you're just gonna squeeze with your fingers. Squeezing with your fingers allows you to, as soon as you acknowledge that your wrist is going to go and you squeeze with the fingers, you can use your lats against their biceps. The one thing you want to protect is pronation through your thumb. So if I was to face Matt Mask, I would squeeze in the straps, or I would get the straps, I would squeeze, I would suck my lats down, and then he would hit, my wrist would go, and I would, depending on the shape of his hit, either block here or block there. And that would depend on what movements he's using off the go and the contact of our hands. But there, a block there or a block there. Once a stop happens, you suck your lats down again to open up his bicep. Once his bicep is open, you're in control. Ace Cunt says Ryan and Hermes, who wins? Hermes, hands down. He's way too strong. Yeah, Eric Cheval says, I think you versus Matt would be a really interesting match. Look, it's a match that'll come. Give me the next few years, I'll get that opportunity to pull that sort of caliber, and I will. I want to test myself against that level. I really do. John Won Lee says with super chat $2, get Neil and Ray to pull on the side table, Ryan. Yeah, Neil's a killer. I actually think Neil would beat Ray. Still, Neil always underrates himself, but he's brutal. By no means is Neil washed up. Neil is a very strong arm wrestler. He's a former world champion in his own right. He's incredibly explosive. His intuition is on point. Neil Pickup, I think, would beat Ray. What's my prediction for Larry v. Brandon Allen from Kets Bond? Brandon Allen will win, and Larry hopefully won't break down. Will you go for side pressure against Matt? Yeah, of course. Like I said, the way I described the stops, as soon as either one of those stops are achieved, I would then add side pressure, get on his bicep, be patient, drag down on his bicep. If he started to come forward, I would hook and transition to a high hook, transition to a press, close the door. Aussie Arm Wrestler says, I have a feeling we won't get a live stream for session 3. Yeah, I agree. I probably will tap out at the end of this live stream and not do a session 3. I got to sleep. But I will certainly be waking up early in the morning to have a look at who won the damn thing. Because I want to send Rolly Ray a message to say, eat it. Do I really think Neil would beat Ray? Yes, I do. Why does Gennady get overlooked as the man to beat Levan? Because Gennady can't beat Levan. As much as he can, he can't. Levan trains with him, gives him access. So a lot of the time you might see Gennady having access to power in training and putting significant work into Levan and getting through Levan. But come ready, go, center control will be too much from Levan. Yeah. Big Boy says Matt seemed vulnerable against good side pressure when he faced touching. Yeah, he did. He did seem vulnerable. And no doubt a lot of people would say, oh, it's delusional Ryan Bowen for me to even pull Matt Mask, but honestly, it's not. I'm 100% certain I'm strong enough to be in the conversation with him. Marcelo says you versus Irakli. Yeah, myself and Irakli was meant to happen. That I was meant to be on that undercard with Dave and Levan. But I was unable to get there due to travel restrictions from Australia, and so the match was then given to Dan Mosier. Now, myself and Irakli would be a great match. Ryan, what about a super match versus Plamen Dimitrov from Bulgaria? It would be really interesting. Bruno, yes, I would love that match. Plamen is of the caliber and of the credibility that I would love to face. He's someone that I would offer to pay for the travel to Australia to have a super match. Would love that one. Brutal top roller. I'd love to see if I could get control of that hand. Professor Hammerville says, mad props for you always aiming up at opponents. Thanks, man. Look, my whole philosophy is just find the losses till I can't find them anymore. It's the fastest way for me to grow. It's been very consistent in my experience so far. I know that, like I said, my goal is to always stand across the table from the highest ranked and most credible guy that is willing to stand across from me in a match. That's what I want. I know that that's where I grow the best. Tristan Hindlet, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, man. You should interview Adam T. Glass on your show. His inch number lifts and 45-pound plate curls are amazing. I think he arm wrestles too. Adam T. Glass. I've actually never heard of Adam Glass, man, but I will look him up. Adam Glass, once this live stream is done. Yeah, man. Thank you, Tristan. And yeah, if he's getting into arm wrestling, anyone who's lifting the inch dumbbell and doing 45 plate curls has a good hand. Engen and Ryan. Yeah, that's another good match. I would love to pull Engen. And Engen is actually, and I have spoken about that match previously before, and he's already said, yeah, we'd love to pull. So it's just, again, logistics, the world and travel right now. Super matches are definitely my thing. I do want to pull Zloty to. I really want to become a better tournament arm wrestler. I know I'm a good super match arm wrestler. I know I can adjust very well to opponents. Having felt around, I know I can adjust really well and adapt and evolve. But I do, in order to create a legacy of my own that will develop and grow over the next 5-10 years. I really want to be able to win tournaments as well. So I don't want to be a defensive arm wrestler. I don't want to be a counter-attacking arm wrestler exclusively. I want to be able to have that venom off center. So I want tournaments, but yes, super matches. 2022 for me, I'm hoping, is going to be a year of some significant super matches in the world of arm wrestling. Is ARMWARS finished today? Guys, I think there is one more session to come that'll be in about an hour's time. I won't be commentating it, but expect it to be on Neil Pickup's channel in about an hour's time. YouTube Connolly says, I live in the same area as RVJ, so I think RVJ is going to smash the dude. Yeah, it's good to support your local man. I think it's a great match. Both guys genuinely elite in the world of arm wrestling at their weight. I think that's going to come down to where the match is fought. If it's fought outside of the straps, RVJ will win. If it's fought in the straps, I think Sasha will win. How much is Lachlan Adair weigh right now? I believe, I don't know. I'm expecting him to be putting on a bit of weight, but I think that he was 108, 109 last time I spoke to him, which was about 3-4 weeks ago. I expect him to come in around 112, 113 for our match. It's not going to be enough, though. My current weight, 104. Would you join WOW full-time? No. I wouldn't sign a contract with WOW that makes it exclusive to them. I'd pull with WOW anytime, but I wouldn't sign a contract to be exclusive to them. Have Sasha and Bodgy landed yet? I don't believe so. Not yet. Robert Gould, can someone post a link to the live stream, please? It's not showing up for me. No, Robert, the live stream's down. They're done. That session is done. There's a third session to come. I'm not sure if you saw it or if you missed it, Robert, but Giannis Salmon's defeated Jeff Hale 6-0, with Jeff taking an injury in round 3. But Giannis was in control already. And Tom Holland beat Kaspers Gravis in a long fought out 5-1. He actually pinned Kaspers. I think it was something like 11 times for the 5-1 victory. Ketsbon says, just verify the live streams have been removed from Neil's channel. Yeah, they've been removed from Neil's channel because Neil is doing post-editing on all of them. So a high-quality edit of every match will come out with Neil's commentary. And he said he's going to be doing that very fast. And Neil's probably doing that right now as we speak. So don't, if you haven't seen the matches, rest assured, Neil will be releasing them today. I'm convinced of that. He'll release them today. Tez User, where are we going to watch a match with Lachlan? Right here, brother. The match with Lachlan will be right here on this channel. Robert Gould, the matches that are coming up next, brother, I think you'll see Raymond's Lipens up against the Birmingham Bullet, Craig Sanders, and you'll see Giannis Samlins against Tom Holland in the final of the middleweight battleground. Yeah, Aussie Arm Wrestler making a point there about the music in the background of the live stream would have been an issue too. So yeah, it took him down, but it was good to have the live stream either way. Jordan Sonev, yeah, love to pull Jordan. Bad dude. I've watched Jordan pull Lachlan. They were very similar power level on the side table. They were very similar power level, Jordan and Lachlan. They were very balanced. Would love that match. Current Brzenk and me, who wins? John knows where I want to be, and he knows where he wants to be. I have to, out of respect, say John would be victorious, most likely. He's hand and wrist. He seems to be waking up quite a bit, and he knows that he doesn't want to be in the strap with me, and I think he'd have the ability to stop me from slipping. But if I did get to the straps, I would have a chance. My side pressure, John, can't pin if I get into that lane. It's a big if. But if I got into a hook with John, I think I'd win in the strap. Eric Chevalis, my match is on the 23rd of October. Ryan, are you eating every 2 hours? Yes, constantly eating. I'm trying to get to 110 kilos for this match. Oh, the comments are coming in too quick for me to keep up with now. Irakli will whoop me. That's great, Brock. Good on you, buddy. Glad you got an opinion. Honest question, how did Levan jump Dennis for number 1? Dennis got sick. That's how. Neil Cass, Ryan, do you think Brzenk has desire? Oh, too many comments. Has desire to be number 1 again. Imagine if he cracks Levan. I don't think Brzenk has the desire, but it may come. We'll wait and see. Robbie Gould's surprised that I don't think I'd beat John. Hey, I said I'd beat him in a lane. If I get it in a hook and the straps, I think I can beat John. Ryan, do you have a background in any of the sports, or have you always been arm wrestling? Eric, yeah, I was ranked 8th in Australia in tennis when I was 18. I'd love to see John and Devin again, but at this point, I think it's too much. Yeah, I think John knows how to beat Devin. John has a very convincing winning record over Devin, and if John, sorry, I need to sneeze. If John wakes himself up enough, don't forget that he has like a 7-1 victory, 7-1 winning record in terms of matches. Obviously, the 6-0 from Devin, I'm only counting as one win. But on the other 7 occasions they faced, John has won. Just remember that. From Lupin, Shiobensky, hi Ryan, great to catch you live. Keep strong, brother. Thanks for the commentaries and all the efforts. No, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I love this stuff. It's a lot of fun. Ryan, how are you training? How are you training sessions? How many hours per day and how many days per week? Bruno, 7 days a week, maybe 3 hours a day on average. Usually split between 2 sessions. Get up in the morning, go to the gym, do a bodybuilding routine. At the moment, biceps, triceps, shoulders, chest, just keeping healthy, just adding some volume to my foundation. Then either a table time or a specific arm wrestling focused gym session after that. Are you in the John Brzenk hit list? John has said to me he will come to Australia in 2022, in early 2022, assuming Australian borders are open. He said like January, February even. He'd be keen to come out here. He said it's overdue. And yes, we will have a super match if he does come. Brock says go to Dubai. Yeah, I would love to go to Dubai. I've got a standing invitation from Larry to be part of a King of the Table event. I just need to get that opportunity to travel. But restrictions on travel and all that sort of crap at the moment seem to be the biggest hurdle. Does Zoomies have any weaknesses? That's a good question. Zoomies is like Giannis. Zoomies is a bigger, stronger Giannis, to best put it. So how you beat a bigger, stronger Giannis, you need to first of all have wrist rise sufficient to trouble Hermes. If you don't have that, if you can't match Hermes up top, you're gone. So first things first, wrist rise. Yeah, you need to find someone like Vitaly can do it. I'm sure Levan can do it. I think Devin could do it. Yeah, there's not many other people. Torcho Tichix. I haven't read this comment, but it starts off saying, this may be a bit random and hard to answer. If any of the top super heavyweight boxers in the world took up arm wrestling, who do you think would reach the highest peak theoretically? Oh, gee whiz. I like Tyson Fury. He's just I just like his work ethic, and I like the way he goes about things. I think he would most likely do well. Josh Barker, yeah, Levan was meant to come to Australia, but yes, COVID and government restrictions tightened and increased, and the movie he was going to be filming was relocated. Yep, the border of Australia opens on November 1st for vaccinated travelers. Yeah, the international borders are said to open. That's exciting for me because, like I said, my intent will be to fly a Eastern European elite to Brisbane for a super match. I'm waiting for the confirmations on the Australian situation before I do that or invite anyone formally in any respect. But yeah, I would love an Irakli or a Krasi or a Zoloev, any of those guys. Someone said Jordan was very comfortable against Lachlan on the side table. Well, if you want to go back and check the footage again, I think it's on my channel. Jordan and Lachlan on the side table. Whoever initiated first got the pin, and the other person could not prevent them. Keep in mind that Lachlan had just pulled the Zloty to tournament as well, and Jordan was fresh. But whoever initiated first pinned. All right. James Bennett asks, "What are the main highlights of this show?" So, ARMWARS Reality Check. We've got a couple of highlights coming up in the session later on today. You've got to have Giannis Amlons v Tom Holland, which is Giannis Amlons is multiple world champion. Tom Holland is an emerging, never been a world champion, but he's the UK champion, and he's right there as the #1 contender for a world title potentially in the lightweight division. That will happen this afternoon. Tomorrow, however, we have the two big main events, or the co-main events. You've got Alex Kadecha of Poland, who's a 6'7" giant, against Ryan Espy from Canada, who's a 3-time world champion in the super heavyweight division. They're facing off, never having ever met before. Both monsters, I think the total weight between them is almost 750 pounds. So it's a big match. And then you have an East vs West match between the USA's Rob Vincent Jr., who is the middleweight champion of the WAL, the World Arm Wrestling League. So he's the world champion in that respect. And Sasha Andreev is also a multiple world champion himself from the WAF, the World Arm Wrestling Federation. So this is a true East vs West. These guys have never met before. That is an amazing clash of styles and of story. So that will be happening tomorrow as part of session 2. Yeah, don't miss it. And there's a bunch of other matches in there as well. Ryan, do you think you can get to the straps with Levan? Look, if he was napping, technically, yes. I think I could flop, press, slip, maybe, if he was napping. I'd do a better job than Chafee did at slipping. That's on a technical level. I'm not saying I'm as strong as Dave. I'm nowhere near as strong as Dave. But I would technically be better at it. I'm very well-rounded technically. So I think I could maybe slip Levan. If my life depended on it, I had to slip Levan, and he was trying everything he could do to prevent me, and I had 6 attempts at it, I reckon I get at least 1. But oh my goodness, if he just clamped on your hand and just grabbed you low and just said, "What are you going to do?" Shit, I don't know. Maybe I couldn't. Can I see John becoming world #1 again? In his weight category, yes. Overall, no. Hutchins or Corey West? I'm going to go Hutchins. What time is it in Australia? It's 11:30. He just made me yawn. He just made me yawn by asking me that question. Oh my goodness. Ryan, I know you're heavier, but can you control Giannis's hand? Outside of straps, no. I don't think I could just hold onto his hand. Outside of straps, my back pressure and pronation, he wouldn't be able to hold on to mine either, so we'd slip. And in straps, I could control Giannis. I'm confident in it. I've pulled Giannis before, and in the straps, I was able to control him quite comfortably. Robert Gould, if Sasha doesn't make it, Sandra Saythis will be stepping in. Sandra is like 110 kilos, and there's a former Zloty to runner-up at the 105. So Sandra Saytis is not Sasha, but he's still very credible. So there will be a match regardless. Oh, gee, purification. I have my first arm wrestling tournament tomorrow. Any quick tips? Keep your knuckles high. Don't open your arm up. And focus on wrist flexion and back pressure. Keep yourself safe and have fun. Yeah, Ryan and Critigali. Yeah, I'd love to pull Critigali. I'd love to pull any of those top 8 guys. How am I feeling, Kenny Ferguson? Tired at the moment. I'm about to go to bed. All right. I might leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the ARMWARS Reality Check sessions. There probably will be one more, but you'll have to let me know how it goes. Because I'm going to go get some sleep. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Had a good time, a lot of fun. Thank you for the good questions, all the super chats, all that sort of stuff. Don't miss it. October 23rd. I'll say it one more time. I'm going to beat Lachlan. If you want to make some money, go to stakekings.com/ARMBet. I think there's a little bit left on my current block. Like I said, you seeing that wrist? It's a 9-inch wrist. I'll let you in on a secret. It's bigger than Lachlan's. Lachlan's wrist is not that big. That's 17 inches. That's 17.25 inches. All right. I'm going to beat Lachlan. Go bet. Stake Kings. I'm just going to, it's true. It's just the truth. I'm going to beat him. All right, guys. Later.